We're back with Lindsay, and I want to talk to you about how you got started in the business. You weren't necessarily in the theater to start with as a kid.
Not as a kid, no.
You were playing sports. You wanted to be, I think, Mia Hamm is what you said?
I wanted to be Mia Hamm, and I wanted to be Christy Yamaguchi, but I never figure skated in my life. I was also really shy. So being on stage in front of a lot of people scared the crap out of me. Uh-huh. So I also was a dancer. So okay. I was sort of girly.
What dance? What
I
kind
did
of dance?
Tap, jazz, ballet, lyrical,
okay.
And I also did gymnastics for a hot second. I was so shy, even with my own family, which is shocking. And even through high school, like I would do these shows and I would sing on stage, but because the lights are shining on you, you can't see people, so you kind of feel like you're by yourself.
Yeah.
So I was more comfortable doing that than like singing in front of my family or like singing at a wedding for them or something. I was like, like turn off the lights. Dance is really what got me involved. I'm so grateful that I was that active, and I really believe that you should be trying everything when you're little. Like I played basketball, I played soccer, I danced, I did gymnastics. Like I did all of those things in order to figure out what I'm good at and what I feel comfortable doing. And it brought me to theater. Newsies is like the first dance show I've done since I've graduated 6 years ago.
No kidding.
So yeah, and even in school, so that's 4 years of not really doing what I used to do. So that's 10 years of not really doing the dance that I'm used to. And then I had to do this like this tap show, and I was like, wait, you want me to pull my leg to my face? Okay. Which, I mean, thank God I can still do that.
What was that audition like?
Well, the audition, actually, we didn't tap. So we just...
The girls didn't tap at all?
No, we did, because
so
they weren't quite sure what they wanted with Catherine.
Uh-huh.
They didn't know if they wanted her to be a dancer or what, so we did this like, it was sort of a soft shoe, but not like in a jazz sort of thing. It was really cool, but it was kind of sexy. And I was like, oh. And then I got hired, and I was like, yay! And then I saw Chris Gattelli at this awards thing that we were doing at Paper Mill.
Chris Gattelli is the choreographer. Tony Award-winning choreographer.
Yes.
Of Newsies.
So amazing. And you would see why if you see the show. And he saw me, and before he went to present for an award, he's like, oh, do you tap? And I was like, yeah. Yeah. He's like, okay, great. And then he went on stage.
Good thing you already had the job at that point.
I know. So then we go and learn King of New York at rehearsals, and we're tapping, and these boys pick it up. Mm-hmm. You know, they like see it once and they already got it.
Disgusting.
And disgusting. And I'm like, wait, what was that? Oh no. Okay.
That would have been me.
And crying. Cue crying at the end of the day. Crying to Kevin, who's my fiance. I was like, I just can't keep up. I don't know what I'm doing, and they're so good. And I just am so slow. And then, I talked to Chris Gattelli, and I was like, look, just be patient with me. I promise I'll pick it up. I just haven't really tapped in about 10 years. But I tapped consistently when I was little, so it's kind of like riding a bike, but the skills of like learning the, combination is hard. So then now it's my favorite number. So it's funny how like, you're still learning. Once you graduate from college or, from high school or whatever, you're learning in every single show you do. I hated history growing up, but now every show I've done, I've had to look into history and figure out who these characters are. Every show I've done. Was
there any one person or a particular group of people that particularly inspired you to pursue this career when you were maybe wavering between things you may want to do?
I mean, I think going to see shows at the Regional Theater in Rochester. I'm from Rochester, New York. After I was involved in the middle school shows, just, because of my friends, and then because I started to love it, my mom started to take me to shows that were touring through Rochester. Mm-hmm. And these are, like the Broadway companies then go on tour. That's who I was seeing, and I saw Ragtime, I saw Beauty and the Beast, I saw lots of things, and it really inspired me. And I saw Titanic, I remember that, and I loved it so much. And I think seeing actual professional performers is what inspired me. And then I would get the CDs and listen to them endlessly. But my mom is a huge supporter, and I think that's I'm so grateful for that, because I don't know if I would be here otherwise, because I'm not somebody who's innately confident and, you know, self-assured and would just do this no matter what, you know, like I'm different in that way, and I think I needed a support system, and I think everybody really does in the end. And she was just like, you do what you want to do, you know, like I'm not going to tell you not to, I'm not going to tell you to do it. You have to do what your heart says.
Yeah, as long as you're happy.
And that, I realize how lucky I am
cool.
to have that. So that's really why I'm here.
We'll be right back with Kara Lindsay.